You are watching Limited Resources Draft Series on MTGO Academy featuring Marshall Sutcliffe.
Hey guys, Marshall here from Limited Resources doing another draft with you here on MTGOacademy.com. It's Holiday Cube, and we've opened one hell of a pack here, kids. Mox Ruby, Mana Crypt, Ralzeric, Tezzeret, Vidalcan Shackles, which is not quite as good here as it is in the Legacy Cube, but it's still fine. Animate Dead, Thran Dynamo, Gaia's Cradle. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think that we should shift our focus first and foremost to the Mana Crypt or Mox Ruby. Generally speaking, I think Mana Crypt is just more explosive and powerful, so I'm going to take it. The cards are actually quite similar, but I'm going to take Mana Crypt. I want just the highest possible power level, and I think it's slightly better than a Mox. I mean, yeah, you die sometimes to it, and that's definitely a factor. You never die to your own Mox, but 2 mana versus 1, it's like... At that stage of the game for free, it's an unbelievable amount of extra mana. It's just it's not double. It's like 5 times like in value. Like going from a free 2 mana to a free 1 mana is just huge. So I'm going to take that. What do we have here? Oh, Bitter Blossom, a sword, a Force of Will. Oh, Riftwind Cloudskate. You guys know I have a weakness for that card. Stoneforge Mystic, which can be quite good too. Maybe we take the Sword Wheel, the Stoneforge, something along those lines. I think I'm going to take Bitter Blossom here. Yeah, I'm going to take Bitter Blossom just because I think it's like the strongest card. I love that card. And I think it goes well in different types of decks. It can give you a win condition in decks that are kind of light on them. Or it can just fit right into, you know, any old good deck and just kind of wreck. Here's an interesting one. Una's Prowler is a card I like, though. If we knew we were going to get back that, what's it called? The Animate Dead, then Una's Prowler goes up a lot. But, of course, we don't know that. Freyalise is a card I've been pretty impressed by, though not blown away. Just, you know, solid, seems good. Wheel of Fortune's probably the highest power level here. I might just take that. This pack's relatively unexciting overall, so I'm going to take Wheel. Ooh, Frost Daddy. I like that one. Frantic Search can be very, very good as well. In the right deck, it can kind of help you go off. It kind of goes with Wheel of Fortune pretty well, too. Might just take Frantic Search here. I mean, otherwise, I think I'm just taking Frost Titan. Maybe Polluted Delta. Yeah, let's take Frantic Search. Let's try to kind of go off here. What do we got here? Oh, there's a Necromancy. Vandal, Judgment... Sower's pretty good. I'm going to take the Necromancy here. I don't know exactly where this is going yet, but Necromancy actually fits into what we have quite nicely. Frantic Search allows you to discard cards so you can set up something to buy back with Necromancy, and actually Wheel of Fortune does the same. I mean, you do have to draw into the Necromancy, which is that's not easy to set up, but maybe. Sword of Light and Shadow could be interesting. We don't have any actual creatures yet, though. Bitter Blossom's a thing. Sword of Light and Shadow's okay. I wouldn't say it's one of the best. Hymn to Turok is very good. That's one that I'm probably just going to take here. Yeah, I'll just take him. What do we have here? Oh, interesting. Some kind of mediocre stuff. Blade Splicer, Bloodline Keeper, you know, not high picks in this cube. You can do much more powerful things. I love a Parallax Wave, though. I'm not really seeing a way to cast/abuse it, though it might just be the pick. Also, a Dark Waste could be, but the reason you take that is because you want to play your, you know, whatever, Parallax Wave or something. I'm just going to take it, I think. I think it's between those two, the land or the Parallax Wave. I don't really like Buried Alive that much, so we'll just take that. Oh, here we go. Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Oh, that's a nice pickup. I wouldn't mind this Isolated Chapel maybe, but Sphinx of the Steel Wind's very good. It works well. You can discard it. If you can discard it, you can get it back. It actually stays in the graveyard, and it's a nice target for your reanimation spells. Not much here, I suppose. I mean, I like a Johnny okay, but I don't really think I'm going to have that type of deck. I'm just going to take the Gatekeeper here in case we end up really heavy black. So what came back? Well, the Riftwing Cloudskate of all things came back. And 2 very good green cards, and then a Sphinx's Rev, which is pretty good too. I'm going to go for the Cloudskate, though. I mean, come on, I love that card. And the fact that it came back is pretty good for us. Generally speaking, this deck is blue-black, and you can splash if you want for a card like Wheel of Fortune like we see there. But a blue-black Reanimator deck, I'm in for that. That means that this would probably go away, which is okay. Going to have a bit of an announcement at the end of this draft, by the way, just so you know. I'm doing Swiss here as well. I want to make sure we get the full 3 rounds in with whatever it is that we end up with for this draft. So I'll be talking to you at the end of the last match. Hopefully we can come up with a sweet one here. So far I like where it's going. I wouldn't mind getting a few more reanimation spells. We already know one of them's gone, which is a little sad, but it's okay. Talrand I've never really been a big fan of. I'd rather just take Freyalise here, though, even though it's unlikely that we'll play it, as our 2 blue cards are quite strong in this deck. Frantic Search and Riftwing Cloudskate are very good in a deck like this. Right now we're just value Mana Crypting, which is fine too. Well, there's a discard outlet. I wouldn't say it's the discard outlet of choice. I would prefer just not to play Putrid Imp. From my experience, I've just never really found it super impressive. But sure, we'll take it. Here's a Pernicious Deed. Suppose that's splashable. We can keep that in mind for the green if we end up with some more good green cards that we actually want to play. What else do we have in green? It's thinking. Oh yeah, Freyalise, that's right. So that could definitely be a thing. Let's see what we got for our second pack here. Well, some interesting things. Dark Confidant, which when you're running 8 drops is suicide. Domri Raid, meh. Sarkon's pretty decent, but I don't think we want to be that red here. Heartbeat of Spring Oracle is interesting. Force Spike's quite good, if a little bit narrow. Murderous Cut, I like that card. Heartbeat of Spring is probably the most powerful thing here. It's best in more like a combo deck. I don't really see any obvious picks here. I suppose I could just take a Force Spike, but I'm pretty bummed about it, to be honest. I'm going to take it, though. That is not what I wanted to pick. Pack 2, pick 1 in a deck like this. It's not that it's bad. The card itself is fine. It'll probably make the cut, but it just doesn't have that punch. There we go. Here's some stuff. The Consecrated Sphinx, a Yawgmoth's Will. There's even a Tendrils if we did want to go for that type of deck, which is really fun to do. A Shivan Reef as well if we want to splash Wheel of Fortune. I'm just going to take Consecrated Sphinx because it's a great on-color card that we can either hard cast or we can reanimate. Either way, it's excellent, so that's good. Here, I think, well, True Name Nemesis is very good. I'm just going to take the Mana Leak because I want to be able to interact with my opponent. Volcanic Island would be fine, too, again, for the wheel, but, yeah, maybe we don't even play the wheel. We're not 100% on it yet, so I like picking up a Mana Leak to sort of stay on the blue-black Reanimator plan. Ooh, there's Brain Freeze and Voltaic Key. Jeez. Shriekmaw's probably our pick. Maybe Sundering Titan. We can reanimate that. I want to be the Storm deck, but we don't really have too many. We've got Wheel of Fortune, Frantic Search, Mana Crypt. Those are kind of the cards that go into that archetype, and that's just not a great start for it. Brain Freeze can be great, but the problem is you run into Eldrazi often enough in this cube. All 3 of the legendary ones are in here, so that's not a reliable win condition. I think I'm going to go with the Sundering Titan here, though, and just try to go big. Well, speaking of going big and speaking of Eldrazi, there's Kozilek. Here's Turnabout. Man, maybe this deck is actually available. If we could get back that that green enchantment from our pack, from our first pick out of this pack, then Turnabout all of a sudden becomes great and things can kind of go crazy. But we may have just sort of already walked this path. I like Turnabout in general. It can actually just be a good all-around card. You can use it to tap all your opponent's creatures to buy you a turn. You can use it to tap them to kill them. But Hero's Downfall is very good. Kozilek's okay, but not great. I'm just a little concerned we're not going to actually be. Yeah, I'm taking Turnabout. Whatever. And there's Show and Tell. Shoot. Thoughtseize and Show and Tell. I'm going to take Show and Tell here. My main concern, where I was going with that, is that we've got Necromancy, but we didn't get back the Animate Dead, and we haven't really seen another thing. And also, we don't have great discard outlets. Like right now, we're a little clunky as far as being a true Reanimator deck, so I kind of want to be able to pivot a little bit here and do some other things. All right, well, I really like Tezzeret, but we got to take Trinket Mage here because it searches up Mana Crypt, and that is a hell of a turn. When you play Trinket Mage and then get a Mana Crypt for free into your hand, the next turn you can play Mana Crypt, and I mean you can just slam one of these, just hard cast, which is really nice. If Tendrils, I think we opened the Tendrils, right? If that comes back or whatever, then we might be in business on a Storm deck, though. Right now, we just don't have the mana ramp, and we passed a bit too much of it to make me feel like we could comfortably move into that archetype. So we're probably not going to make it there. But we've got a few of the tools, so who knows? Well, this is a pretty yucky one for us. There's really nothing. We're not a Delver of Secrets deck. We're not really a Phyrexian Negator deck either. I guess we take it for the sideboard. I mean, these other cards are all pretty decent, especially a Johnny Vengeance, but we're not really anywhere near either of those colors, especially white. All right, well, here's the pack that we opened. Nightveil Spectre, Augur, Murderous Cut, or Coast for the splash, but I don't really feel like Splashing Deed is super important. I do like a Murderous Cut, but Nightveil Spectre is probably better, especially if we nail these colors down. All right, well, black looks open, and there's that Tendril. So maybe, just maybe, Tombstalker, Disfigure, or Seething Song. I don't really think we need that much mana. I'll take a Disfigure just in case we run up against something really scary. All right, here's a Shriekmaw. I like that for value. Yeah, black is just wide open here. Hero's Downfall is a good one. Pulse, we passed a bunch of green lands. Yeah, whatever, I'll take this guy. I've never actually taken him before. Yeah, black, we've definitely found ourselves in the right spot as far as black goes. Blue is always hotly contested, so you take what you can get from there. But what we really need is mana ramp stuff. Signets, we have 0 signets. Like, if we want to try to make this Tendrils thing work, I don't think we're going to be able to, though. I really don't. Oh, hello, friend. There's a Jace. There's also a Tinker, which we could use to get Sundering Titan out, but unfortunately... oh, actually, Sundering Titan or Sphinx, but unfortunately we've only got the one artifact, so... that's not happening. All right, we'll just take value Jace the Mind Sculptor here. That can help us find the different pieces of what we're trying to put together. All right, Reanimate. Sweet. Some other good stuff. Compulsive Research is really good in a deck like this because, again, you get to discard. Thragdat is just always good. Looter's decent here. That's our probably best chance to get something back, though. We do need some mana fixing, so hopefully we can find some of that, too. But, yeah, Reanimate's great. We've got 3 good targets for it already, and then sometimes you even find more. Sometimes getting back a Riftwing Cloudscape, buys you the window you need to win. But mainly just finding our second reanimation spells is kind of the key there. I like that a lot. Okay. More great stuff. Pack Rat's pretty good. One thing that gets overlooked about Pack Rat sometimes is that it does say discard a card. Now, it's slow. You play it on turn 2, you discard it on turn 3, but it is its own win condition. And then you do get to discard. So like you pitch your Sunring Titan, and now all of a sudden you've got 2 pack rats that they have to deal with. And then if they do, you can go for Reanimate or Necromancy and get that guy back. The other option here is like a Sword or a Tamio the Moon Sage, both awesome. The Sword not optimized in this deck. Tamio though is fantastic. I'm going to actually take the Tamio here. I think we're going to wheel this pack rat. I just don't think anybody else is in black, and I don't think that they really care about pack rat that much. All right, well, here's another good discard outlet for our deck, and just a good card in general. Yeah, I do hope we get that pack rat back. I think it's close, but like this, our curve could use a little bit more on punch here, and I think Tamio is specifically the right type of answer to a lot of decks. Sometimes they play. I mean, some decks put it in an Eldrazi, right? Like you show and tell in some Eldrazi or whatever, and they're just like, I'm going to kill you. And then you have Tamio and you lock the thing down. I mean, that happened recently. So here we could take a Simic Signet or a Time Twister. I think the Time Twister ship has sailed here, though. I don't think that we have the right tools for that. So I think I'm going to take Brain Maggot. I just want a way in the early game to interact with my opponent. And I could take a Duress, but I kind of like Brain Maggot a little bit better. You go here. Entomb, that's interesting. I guess that's the pick. I still could take this this Bayou in hopes to play Pernicious Deed. But I think Entomb is good enough probably here to warrant the pick. You can see what it does. Basically, it just lets you grab any of your... Like you just... It'd be like it's probably better than, say, Putrid Imp, for example. You just end step, go get, Sphinx or whatever, and then buy it back. Infiltrator seems better than Daze to me. Garrick, Spellskite, Grave Robber, Dark Ritual. Slimeball still here. We take a Skite here, though. We're, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. That's why you may notice my voice is a little strained. But, yeah, anyway, I think that... I think we ended up in a pretty good spot. Like I think I just kill Wheel and proceed accordingly. Grip, I guess, is the one we want to kill. I guess I'll take the Cemetery. All right, Bone Shredder or Looter. Bone Shredder, better card in general. Just it's nice to have removal spells. But Looter, better in our deck because it loots. Removal spells are good. Loots is good. We are trying to be this certain type of deck. I guess I'll go for Looter. We'll be a little bit more all in. Haha. Ta-da. Pack Rat comes back. I love that. Lifebane Zombie. I think I might actually play this. Oh, the Duress is back too. I might run that. Wow, this deck ended up getting some nice late black cards. Like we said before, I kind of noticed that black was wide open there sometime in the middle of pack 2, and yeah, it stayed that way. Bitter Blossom. Think Show and Tell can probably not make the cut. I don't know if there's any reason. I mean, now I've got 2 different reanimation spells and 2 to 3 good targets for it. The rest is just sort of value stuff. So I think I'm a lot less worried here. I mean, obviously, the downside here to Show and Tell is that they get something too, right? Where if I'm doing reanimation spells like Reanimate or Necromancy, I just get the thing, and they don't. And I don't have to take that risk of them putting in some big, huge, scary thing. All right, so let's get Crypt up here for now, just to sort of see what our spells look like. We're at 27, so we need to make 4 cuts from here. I don't think it should be too difficult. Putrid Imp. Yeah, I'm going to kill Putrid Imp and just run the Entomb, maybe. I'm going to kill Lifebane for now. These are here. This needs to be here. Gatekeeper goes here. I'm going to kill Gatekeeper for now as well, just because there's certain decks that you super want that guy against, a lot of the creature-based decks, but even then some of them are tokeny, and then you don't want him anyway, and then some of them just aren't creature-based at all, and he's absolutely terrible. That's why you want cards like this to kind of pick their hand apart. I think Night Veil and Shadow Mage Infiltrator should do a really good job of sort of holding down the middle part of the game. Force Spike, Duress, Entomb, Reanimate, Liliana. Downfall can vary. Everything else looks about how we want it. Downfall is a card that we could lose. I like our discard outlet's pretty decent. Entomb is one card that I could kill. Also, Duress is one that I could kill, or Force Spike. I think it is one of these three. Entomb does the best job because you search in your library for the card. So it doesn't matter if it's in your hand, right? On a Reanimator deck, you need to have discard outlets. Pack Rat is one. Looter Il Core is one. That's a discard outlet. Frantic Search, Liliana of the Veil, right? So you're thinking to yourself, oh, right, these are all discard outlets. They let me just discard the card from my hand that I can't play. And so then I can necromancy it back or whatever. But what Entomb does, it goes one step further. It says, not just from your hand, you get to go through your library. You don't have to have it in your hand. It basically becomes that card in your hand, and it also becomes the way that you get that card from your hand into the library. It kind of does everything you want. Now, the problem with a card like this is that if you've got Looter Il Core going, well, you're doing damage and you're cycling through, you're looting through your deck to find other pieces that you need. If you've got Liliana of the Veil, yeah, it's a discard outlet, but it's also making them discard, and it's just causing havoc because it's a planeswalker on the battlefield, right? If you're frantic searching, you're looking through your library, trying to find the reanimation spells while you're ditching the cards that you want to reanimate. They all kind of work together. With Entomb, you're not doing anything else. It does all of it, but you're not doing anything else. With Pack Rat, you're making dudes. So, it gets kind of interesting, but I think it's worth probably keeping in the deck. And I think I'm going to kill Duress here, and we'll bring it in when we think it's really excellent. Force Spike is a card I could kill and just keep Duress as well. They sort of serve different roles. I don't know. I think it's close. Force Spike can counter anything, that whole deal. So whatever. I think we'll start off with this configuration. So let's add a Mana Crypt to the deck. And that's going to put us in color. So Crypt goes over here somewhere, and then this is colorless. Okay, so this leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blue, 13, 14, 15 blue sources. I'm not counting the Spectre because it's either. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. This one doesn't count. So 14, 13, we're about the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 and 8. I think that's pretty much where we want to be. Let's take a look at our curve really quick. Sorry about that. Black is heavier early in the game. Our big blue stuff is later in the game. We could take one island, but I don't really want to risk it. So there it is. That's our blue-black Reanimator-ish deck. We'll see how it goes.
If you'd like to exchange your Magic Online cards for event tickets while logged in on Magic Online, you can do so by trading MTGO Academy's official bot, Academy Buy Bot. You can find it in the Magic Online trading area or add it to your buddy list.
All right, so we're on the draw, and we have what looks to be a pretty easy keep here. This hand is pretty decent against... Oh, no. We'll see here. Against a few different types of decks. I wonder if I... No, I think this will work. So my question there was, do I just actually draw up to 8 and discard Sphinx of the Steel Wind? Maybe I do. Like right now I can discard and then go land, necromancy, and I only have to really hit once or twice, and my opponent just can't ever deal with the Sphinx. Is he going to be able to kill us in that time frame is the question. The other option I have is to play a pack rat here, ship the turn, and then hope that I get to untap with the pack rat, discard the Sphinx of the Steel Wind, and you guys know how it goes from there with the whole necromancy plan. Right now, Shriekmaw doesn't actually kill the Rakdos Cackler because it's black, which is pretty annoying. My opponent's probably going to burn me with something, but he's got to take me from 18 to 0 before I get a hit in with the Sphinx, and the Sphinx gets to block the turn that I reanimated as well. Like, I feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to go Island, Pack Rat. He's going to kill my Pack Rat. And that's going to be really tough for me to recover from because then I won't be able to have this discard plan. So I'm doing it. Go ahead. I still get to play Pack Rat next turn as well. So this could work out. But assuming that my opponent is on the monstrous mono red menace here, then I think this is our best line. Lavamancer is fine. Bitter Blossom doesn't look too great, but let's play a Pack Rat here and make him start. Like, basically what I want him to do is start burn spells on Pack Rat instead of on me. Hopefully this isn't like a Hell Rider. Of course it's a Hell Rider. All right, well, I'm going to block here. Hell Rider's definitely one of the cards that we really didn't want to see here, but I think we still might be able to survive. So the question is, do I chump or do I trade for Lavamancer? And I think I trade for Lavamancer. It represents 2 damage itself anyway. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, we could certainly die here, but let's hope we don't. Okay. You've got to come up with 8 damage, and you can't realistically attack me unless the 2 damage from that plus 6. So, he could certainly have it here. Like, he attacks, puts 2 triggers on, goes like Burn Spell, Fire Blast or something, but he's only got 3 cards in hand. It's going to have to be pretty specific. Ugh. Ugh. That's disgusting. Wait, what happened? Oh, it's got Pro Red. Ha! Even I forgot that. Do we still die? No, we do not. Ha 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 ha. This should be game. Do we want to attack first? Yeah. Good cards are good. Oh, this is great. I'm so happy right now. All right, so Shriekmaw. Evoke that guy. Kill the Hell Rider. Our demoralized mono red opponent can do nothing but scoop. Yes, yes, yes. Go plan A, go. We want Spellskite against this opponent. What else do we want? Duress is probably fine. Disfigure for sure. Gatekeeper maybe. Show and Tell maybe. Zombie probably not. Definitely not Negator. Those are all maybes. Let's see what's bad here, though. Disfigure, Duress, Entomb. Reanimate gets a lot worse. Looter is just meh. That one actually gets worse, too. So let's see. Bitter Blossom, Reanimate. Pack Rat, Hymn, Spellskite are all good. Downfall's good. Yes, these are all good. Good. Very good. Excellent. Good, good. And then Sundering Titan's just fine. I wouldn't call it great. Put it over here too. So I think we want to cut these. Like, I think that any of these just against this deck are just pretty mind-numbingly bad. Unfortunately, none of these are really great either. Like, I think Lifebane Zombie's probably worth bringing in just because it does something. Entomb becomes more important if all we're really trying to get is Sphinx. Our discard outlets become less important, though. You know, like we could kill a Frantic Search maybe. I just really like hyper mana efficient spells like Frantic Search in matchups like this because it lets me effectively do two things in one turn, which is huge. Like card advantage isn't nearly that important here. It's all about kind of maintaining our life total and keeping up basically. Looter Illicore could probably go. Doesn't block. It's pretty tough to make it great. All right, let's see if this gets us anywhere. So happy about my Sphinx. Having protection from red and just bricking that thing. Though I don't actually know what happened there because he still could have stolen a land or something, right? Like it wasn't the end of the world. All right. I'll keep this one for sure. We can disfigure his first play and then Brain Maggot away a removal spell. We'll just kill this thing. Oh, that's a nice turn 3 if we can get it too. Brain Maggot effectively never survives against this deck, but it eats time and a removal spell, and that's a big deal. I'm going to wait till my opponent attacks before I disfigure here because sometimes they play Teetering Peaks to try to get an extra damage, and then you can get value. Ooh. No, I'm just going to sit on Mana Leak here, I think. My opponent kind of has to do something. They're not just going to do nothing this turn. And if they do, I'm pretty thrilled with that. All right, just do nothing. I like it. Now I need to hit a land here, though. And I did. I'll just sit back still. I was lucky that we hit a land, though. I could just cast Brain Maggot, but then it probably just gets killed, and then he just untaps. All right, well. Mana Leak, a Char seems totally fine to me. I mean, there's more permanent things that I'm worried about, but dealing 4 damage is a pretty big deal. So, oh, here we go. Let's Brain Maggot here and get an idea of what we're up against. I'd rather use up my mana on one of these two things, but if we're gonna make him burn, ooh. All right, well, let's take this Arc Trail. Yeah, because now if he wants to kill Brain Maggot, he's going to have to put some real cards into it. Like lands. So he's got Fire Blast and now Spike Shot Elder. Not a bad draw. Goodness sakes. But it does mean that our Shadow Mage Infiltrator / Night Veil Specters are both live. And I suppose we just want Shadow Mage Infiltrator here. Yeah, I'd rather just draw our cards, make sure that we hit our mana. I want to play Tamiyo and Consecrated Sphinx and all that, so this is probably better. So he can Arc Trail and then shoot. He's going to be able to do that to either one, but I like making him do it. So he's got Fire Blast nothing, or Fire Blast something in hand. But we are approaching business stage here. What does Tamiyo really do here? She locks down a mountain. No, I'm going to play Night Veil Spectre. I think he's actually going to want to untap and Fire Blast this. Like I'm not convinced. I don't think that he wants to start taking damage from it. And if I can get that Fire Blast out of his hand and stick Sphinx, I don't think he can keep up with us at 18. I wouldn't be surprised if he just tapped all 6 and just said, fine, Fire Blast your Spectre. It's holding off this thing and, or all seven, or all six of the seven. Ah, he's got a Hellrider. Okay, well, that does change things significantly. So Tamiyo's going to come down and lock down that Hellrider now. Or I could just play Consecrated Sphinx. So we know his only card left is Fire Blast now. All right, so I hit my land drop already, so I can attack if I want, but it's not really doing much. I think I'd rather just leave that thing back. So is Consecrated Sphinx better? He can't really kill it. Oh no, he can. He can actually just snap it off. Yeah, he can actually just kill it before it even untaps. So yeah, let's play Tamiyo. Yeah, I kind of had already made up my mind to play Sphinx, but I realized he can put an upkeep stop and go shoot it, sack 2, kill it. And that's 6. And that's pretty bad for us. So I think this is better. And I'm just going to leave the Night Veil Spectre back on defense here because, well, basically because I just want to. I don't want to risk my life total in any way, shape, or form. Ooh, he's hitting me? Doesn't he? I thought he would have redirected to Tamiyo there so that he can use that Fire Blast to finish off Tamiyo, but maybe he's not. He's not. Oh, that's pretty sick draw. Wow, that's actually just an insane draw, really. All right, well, we'll make him... Ooh, actually, I screwed up. I should have plus Tamiyo first. Now he's going to see it coming and he's going to Fire Blast Tamiyo and shoot her. I mean, either way it works out for us, but man, if I would have plus Tamiyo first, that would have been way better. Oh, he didn't figure it out. Yeah, let's just keep this guy locked down and then we'll make people discard. And now he's got a tough decision because Liliana is going to become an issue too. I'm going to go minus. And he can use Mutavault to protect once, but it's going to get ugly for him here. Okay, so here's Fire Blast, and I guess he's just going to hit me. What is this? Wow. That is brave. So 1, he's got 8. He needs 9 to be able to kill my Spectre. So if he hits a land, he can just... Well, he can kill my Spectre, but then he can't actually... I think that still works out for me, because even if he can kill my Spectre, then that means that he can't kill Planeswalkers. Like if he goes land, he can go fire, fire, fire on Spectre. Oh, crap. He's going to untap his Hellrider here. Oh. Oh, well, he should have. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's not going to attack with Mutavault. Getting a little loose there. But we're dead, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly dead. Crap. Nice top deck. Zealous Conscripts. That had to be one of the only things that could actually kill us. Wait, he did one to Liliana. It doesn't matter. He can just shoot us. Right. Okay. Well, that makes me very sad because I think we had that game pretty well in hand otherwise. So it goes. Let's try again. Ugh, what a great draw for him. Brutal stuff. I mean, he did set himself up for the top deck. Like, he needed to get pretty lucky, I think, but he did, fire off that stuff at me and just ignore my planeswalkers, which proved fruitful. All right, this is a pretty easy keep. We've got a lot of action here. We can force spike something, we can mana leak something, and we have Spellskite to help divert the attention of, something on the ground or a burn spell of sorts. Mox Ruby. Okay. Fire Drinker Satyr. So let's get rid of this thing, and then we're just going to probably slam Spellskite here. Oh. Cancel that order. This way I can mana leak something that we must mana leak, but more likely I'm just going to disfigure the Fire Drinker Satyr. Yeah. It just gives us a little more flexibility here. And then we'll just hope that he doesn't play anything like super nasty here. What did he do? Did he fire? Oh, he charred me. Char's pretty good. All right, let's just get Spellskite down. Need a discard outlet, pretty badly here, but yep. He's just going to get me now. Okay. Okay. Well, the shields, they are up. Missing land drops is going to be painful, but I'm just glad that we have something else to do. That's yucky. Okay. Don't think any of these are what I really want to be doing. So I think I'm just going to Trinket Mage here. He's down to one card left. And this gives us the ability to go grab our Mana Crypt, though not actually play it. And then if we hit a blue mana source, we can play Sphinx or something. I don't actually know. I think what we really much rather do is just find a discard outlet of some sort, because then we can just Necromancy back Sphinx, and I think that's about game. So we shall see. Hopefully it works out. He's going to ping us with his Elder here while once again we're off of blue. Yeah, our life total is definitely being threatened pretty severely here, but this is a good block for us. He might just take this turn to Spike Shot Elder away the Trinket Mage and attack with both. He gets in for a damage with that line. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Now, interestingly here, I can pay 2 life to redirect to Spellskite, and that lets me leave the Trinket Mage up, and I think I'm going to do that. I don't want to pay 2 life, trust me, but I think keeping the Trinket Mage up to block the Gorehouse Chainwalker actually saves me life in the long run here, because this means that I take no damage here. Basically, it's 1 less, but then I made him use up his whole turn. So blue, oh, that's not bad. Liliana, yeah, this is what I wanted. I got my discard outlet. So I'd love to minus Liliana here, but I think it's better just to plus, get Sphinx in the bin, and get Necromancy going. So cross our fingers on that one. We are at 12, a relatively decent life total here. And we get to get our opponent Hellbent. Oh, it was Zealous Conscripts too. Wow. All right. Necromancy or bust. See if he goes for that same line again. If he does, I'm going to make the same play. Nope, he's not. Don't say you drew Hellrider. Okay, good. So this is attacking me. This is attacking me. Well, this seems like a pretty easy block. I'm blocking here and here. That way he can't shoot this thing. Yeah, I'll block like that. Take no damage. What does he have? Arc Trail? Eidolon of the Great Revel. Well, that's a pretty decent one. Don't think it's going to do a ton here, but... All right, we'll make you sack a dude. Maybe he sacks Mutavault. Yeah, I don't actually think I would sack Mutavault if I'm him, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these are better. Yeah, they probably are. All right, so I'm going to take a couple of damage here, but then I get a freaking Sphinx online. So what am I supposed to do? Not do that? One option I do have, how scared am I of whatever? I could play Mana Crypt, and that would let me leave up Mana Leak. I take an extra damage from Mana Crypt, though. That can't be worth it. That just can't be worth it. I mean, he's top decking a random card off the top of his deck. I would take a total of 4 damage this turn from myself, plus flipping a coin next turn on Mana Crypt, all before I get to attack with Sphinx. No, it just can't be worth it. I'd rather just let him peel a random card and assume that it doesn't kill us. I mean, we're going to get a Sphinx as a Steel win in against Mono Red. Like, he's got to do 12 damage. And we have a Spell Sky? Yeah, no way. I think he can redirect to Liliana. He chooses not to. But I don't think he can beat this. I don't even think Hellrider or something like that beats it. Yeah, especially because we have Spellskite to protect. Just from something absurd. Which probably doesn't exist. I think he's going to go kill Liliana here. And I think I'm just going to let him. I could pay 2 life to prevent this, but then like I'm plussing Liliana and just making myself discard anyway. Like I think that she's probably pretty properly mitigated here. If I thought I could keep her at 2 and actually kill a creature, I might, but that's probably pretty acceptable what just happened there. So first things first. Crunch and go back up to 16. I mean, I'm not going to say that that's completely game, but that's pretty close to game, I think, once that happens. Do I leave Mana Leak up, or do I play Night Veil Spectre? I think I just play the Spectre. Yeah, sure. Spectre is another good blocker, and it helps advance my game state. It also is good for hitting lands. I don't know if you've noticed, but we actually just only have 3 lands. All right, we got there. Take that, Mono Red. We did it. All right, we'll see you in the next round.
Do you love to play Magic Online but have a tight budget? Check out MTGO Academy's Academy Budget Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds. All cards in stock are cheaper than one event ticket.
All right, time for the second round, and yes, we're definitely going to be on the play if possible. On the draw, I think we just keep discard and reanimate, but here, I think I'm just going to mulligan. Otherwise, we say go, draw a card, discard, then play and reanimate. It's so all in that if they kill our Sphinx somehow, then I don't see how we ever win with this hand. So I'm going to mulligan this one. This is one that I can keep, though. I'm not really happy about it. But I think that with a turn 2 Mana Leak up, we should be able to buy ourselves some time to find some black mana or some spells that actually matter. Because right now, we don't have any. Let's see what we're up against. Green. Elvish Mystic. Well, I'd love to Shriekmaw the hell out of that thing. Can I? No. But I can suspend a Cloudscape, which I think I prefer to leaving Mana Leak up right now. I mean, sure, they could untap and play something really mean on turn 3 here, but it's usually the later turns that are a lot scarier. Not turn 3, but for 3 mana I meant. It's usually the later turns, though, that are... Thoughtseize. All right, well, I guess our Mana Leak goes away, so better to have the Riftwing Cloudscape ticking down than to have it stripped away from us. I guess we would have probably Mana Leaked that, but what's the difference? This way we're ahead on tempo. And maybe we draw a swamp here and get lucky. We do. All right, let's evoke out this thing. If Thoughtseize is the best thing he could do with 3 mana, well, you got to figure that if he hits his 3rd mana here on this next turn, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot either. So, I mean, I guess he could be trying to clear the way, but we were tapped out. He could have cast anything he wanted on 3 there and didn't have anything. So, I like it. I like it. I don't like this, but now we're like, you know, if we draw a Consecrated Sphinx or something, we could be quite happy. So. All right, and we get a Riftwing Cloudscape to bounce the Tomb, which is nice. Set him back another mana drop. I mean, all we're really trying to do is buy ourselves some time here, but I'll take it. We need the time. Bounce that thing. And we even have a little clock going here with our Cloudscape. Ugh, that's painful draw. Back to 4 mana. Oh, he's going to cast something, though. Inquisition. He can get anything from us. None of these are particularly good for us right now. I mean, the Hymn is... Well, it depends on his hand, but the Hymn's probably the best card. And he gave us a Forest. All right. Frantic Search. Yeah, I like playing this here. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. All right, that's pretty good. So what do we want to keep? I think we're definitely ditching this. The question is, do we want to keep the Swamp or not? Because right now we can just play Bitter Blossom this turn. Yeah, I think we just have to just do it that way. Play a Bitter Blossom. It's a nice little threat there. If we get to start untapping with that, it can take over the game. And it's relatively tough to kill. He's going to need something. That's not what he needs. Great. And we still have the Hero's Downfall in our hand for if we do draw a Black Mana Source. I think that, ditching that to keep the Swamp doesn't make a lot of sense because, well, what are we hoping for there? Ooh, Necromancy. Shriekmaw doesn't do anything. We can't get this guy dead, right? That is a really weird looking... Looks sweet, actually. Necromancy back. Shriekmaw to kill Sakura Tribe Elder. He just sacks it. Doesn't do anything. Can't play Hero's Downfall. All right. Your move. I don't want a Necromancy back an Elvish Mystic. I can, right? Yeah. Put a target creature card from a graveyard. So this is going to go get a Swamp, probably. Oh, it doesn't. Huh. What is this going to be? Oh, that's why. So he's going to combo out something disgusting here. Wow. And I can't do anything about it. So he's going to get Grizzlebrand. I already know it. Ooh. cast it. I just know he's going to get Grizzlebrand. I'm not even going to attack. Where's my black mana? Progenitus. I can't beat that. I don't think I can beat that one. Shriekmaw doesn't kill it. Yeah, I'm just dead to that. No, I'm not just dead. I have, no, I need Liliana the Veil, but I don't even have the second black. Oh, and he found an island too, just in case. Searching for tomorrow's. Yep, you got it. That's sad. We have answers, but our mana problems really plagued us that game. I mean, he even gave us a free land, and we just couldn't use it. Like, yeah, it was bad. All right. So you've got a Progenitus. What can we do about that? Well, we can certainly bring in a Duress to help break up the really good stuff there. Parallax Wave. I think we want Gatekeeper also. I mean, it's not very good against him, but it is one of our only outs to Progenitus. So I think we probably go for it. Everything seems good against him. Yeah, all these cards are good against him. We do need to be able to cast them, though. That is an issue. Frantic Search, Downfall. Liliana's very good against him. Night Veil Spectre, we can cast some of his cards. I like Cloud Skate a lot. Tameo's good. Brain Maggot's good. Pack Rat's pretty good. Okay, I guess we don't need that. And I'll kill a Force Spike. We'll put the Duress in for the Force Spike. Okay. Entomb him, Pack Rat. Yeah, I'll keep that. Man, I think I do just Entomb here. Like, I really don't want to draw any of those cards. So I might as well just fire it off here. Like, if I were to draw the Sphinx, I'd be pretty bummed. So let's put that there. Maybe we even get lucky? No, but close. All right, Pack Rat. And we're going to try to just go off with Pack Rat here. You know, he might have that Song of the Dryads or whatever to lock down Pack Rat, but I think we kind of want that to happen. Elder Father and a Mystic. Okay, well, he's got a lot of mana. I think this is a good time to him here. He's down to 4 cards. He's probably got a few pretty important ones, and we just want to try to strip those away. Yeah, there you go, Garrick. That works. And then I think I just take the slow route here with Pack Rat and go with Night Veil Spectre. Because Night Veil Spectre is going to take over pretty quickly. Pack Rat does too, though. Let's see what he does here. All right, he's got that song on the pack rat, so we don't get to make a copy. He wanted to do that before we had a chance to. It leaves him with only one card left, and we're going to play Night Vale probably here, so this isn't bad. Oh, we've even got Duress, and we can play Night Vale too. So let's see if his last card is anything we care about. All right, Emrakul. Interesting. Well, that means at least the coast is clear here for our Night Vale Spectre to hopefully just go off. If he bricks on a couple of draw steps in a row, we can get him. Well, he didn't brick. All right, we hit, though. Let's see what we draw here before we do anything else. A lot of live draw steps here. And we hit a land, which is fine. This thing can now chump the Tarmogoyf kind of permanently, while hopefully Night Vale Spectre takes over. Take a big chunk of damage here. Uh-oh. If these aren't attacking, that means... Okay. I'm going to say, if those don't attack, that means we're taking... He's drawn something really good. And maybe not. All right. Go to 9. Draw nothing. Attacking. Hopefully something sweet. We drew Progenitus off of that stupid thing. All right. Go ahead. Now, I'm assuming that green-blue doesn't have a way to get rid of our fairy, but if he does, we lose. Six. And we keep pricking here, but I feel like attacking is still correct, as we're not really getting anywhere sitting back either. And we hit another land. All right. Not running particularly good with this. We're going to die in a turn or two, but hopefully we find something. Block. Go to 3. There, that's exactly what we wanted. Riftwing Cloudskate. That bounces our Bitter Blossom and helps us stabilize. So let's attack again. We still need to find a removal spell, but that does buy us at least a turn and gives us some hope. Another stupid land. So we can play Cloudskate here, bounce Bitter Blossom, chump block there, and eat an elf. I could also bounce Pack Rat and start making Pack Rats, but we will die to Bitter Blossom, so we can't really do that. So give me that thing back. And go ahead. So we don't have a long-term plan for Goyf, but it's not impossible for us to find one. Especially given that we've had Night Vale Spectre for 3 or 4 turns now and haven't hit anything of relevance. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've hit 3 lands and an uncastable card. Still in his best interest probably just to keep battling here though with this Goyf. Because it's an automatic chump block for us. So we do need to find something. I'm hoping just to hit even something like a reanimation spell or something like that would work too. Wow. This is aggressive. Why would you want to get us down to 2? This doesn't make any sense. He just throws away an elf with this attack. Why would he do that? Because he's playing Eureka for Emrakul, which is fine. I mean, obviously I'm not happy about it, but Do I even bother playing these things? I don't think I do, because I need these in case I draw something that can help get me out of this mess, though I don't think there's really much left. Yeah. So block, sack everything. Well, I guess I can play Bitter Blossom now. I'm just going to sacrifice it just because it's a permanent. But yeah, we're dead now. Boo. And now, hilariously, he doesn't attack with the elves. That was the time when you're supposed to attack with the elf, because I have to chump block both of these so he gets in for one. Oh, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sure, 6. Block that, block that. And I didn't get the damnation, so I think we're kind of just dead here. Yeah, our dry just wasn't... Why would they print a card that can be an 8/9 for 2 mana? I don't know. It's not even good in the cube. All right. So we weren't able to get by that one. Just kind of a tough draw there. I think that if we have a few spells in hand, when he casts... if we just drew more spells, actually, in general, either off of his library with our Spectre or with our own draw step, I think we would have had a pretty good fighting chance there. But he just sort of had infinite time. And that's not a great thing to give a cube deck, especially when he's got Emrakul in hand and actually has ways to get it on the battlefield. So we are going to play last round, though, so stick with us. Since it's a Swiss, we're going to play one more round with this sort of Reanimator deck and see if we can finish 2-1.
If you'd like to purchase Magic Online cards with event tickets while logged in on Magic Online, look at MTGO Academy's selection by trading our official bot, Academy Sellbot. You can find it in the Magic Online trading area or add it to your buddy list.
All right, here we are in the last round, the third round. We couldn't quite get there in the second one. We did have outs both games, I think, to at least at certain points. We could kill a Progenitus, but it's pretty tough. We need our Liliana and him to have no other creatures. This looks like a keep to me, though. We've got Trinket Mage, Frantic Search. So Frantic Search can help us find a reanimation spell from the Entomb that we're going to fire. And just by the fact that we see a mountain here, we're going to be firing off Entomb for our Sphinx, not the... You know which Sphinx I mean. This one. Just because it makes it tougher to interact with for our opponent. Oh, that's a nice rip right there. Jeez. I like that draw a lot. Now we get to just kind of sit back. We can mana leak anything that's really nasty. We could Frantic Search on his turn next turn just to dig. We really don't have any pressure on us at the moment. Oh, Infiltrator. I think I'm still just going to wait, though. I mean, I'd like to get Infiltrator down, but I'd also like to be able to protect it. And right now, I think Mana Leak's just better. Like, our opponent could very easily just untap and play something really strong here. I need an island the next turn. All right, go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and Frantic Search on end step here. If my opponent doesn't bother mana leaking, or excuse me, doesn't bother casting anything that I want to mana leak. Could also just do both, but all right, Sarkhan. So let's Frantic Search. Going to discard a swamp. And probably a Shriekmaw. Maybe just a Trinket Mage. Yeah, let's just discard the Trinket Mage. We really wanted to see an island here at some point, but at any rate, Mana Leak that. And let's go ahead and get Shadow Mage Infiltrator down. Basically, this causes this puts some pressure on our opponent because he's going to need to bolt this, and that's going to use up at least some of his mana for the turn. I mean, he's got it, but does he have a follow-up? No, and that's kind of what we were hoping for. Oh, that's a good one. Let's Bitter Blossom here, and let's go ahead and suspend Riftwing Cloudsgate too. Yep. I like where this is going. Though this turn could be nasty. He's on 7 now. Anything could happen. But more shields are down. We don't have anything going on, so. Wow. That's a pretty good one. So Karn to kill Bitter Blossom, I guess? No, he's just going to hit our hand up. Yeah, I don't blame him. And now we draw him. All right, well, no time like the present, I guess. We hit 2 lands with him. Seems terrible, but about right. And he's got a Shriekmaw underneath Karn, which is now going to kill our only defenses. Yeah, we are screwed here. Him resolving Karn is just terrible for us. That is very bad news. Really? We don't have any cards in hand. That's pretty aggressive. Oh, reanimate. Can I do something? That's not a creature. I mean, I can get back Sphinx, but he just immediately kills it. Let's see. Infiltrator, Trinket Mage gets me a little value, but not enough. Let's see here. So I attack Karn down to 6. I make a Sphinx. He exiles it, going to 3, and then I hit it down to 2, and then he just starts plussing it. I guess that's maybe our lot in life here. I mean, we do get this thing back next turn. Could also reanimate the Shadow Mage Infiltrator. If I reanimate Infiltrator, it puts like a weird pressure on him. Like he's got to kill it one way or another because he can't just let it sit. But it also doesn't really pressure Karn in a meaningful way. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get back the Sphinx here. And just sort of force that issue. This is desperate acts, no doubt about it. So he Karns away the Sphinx, and then he's at 3, and then I can hit it down to 2. But like I said, then he gets to start plussing it, so I need to draw something amazing. And I don't know if I have anything that good. All right, looks like he's got a steal your creature effect because he just Karned away my island. So it's upheaval. Signet. But I have a Riftwing Cloud Skate coming off of Suspend. This doesn't seem that bad for me. Get rid of that. Huh, that was kind of a weird upheaval. I mean, it worked out pretty well for him. I got all lands in my hand, but... Looter Ilcore is a good draw. I can cash in this thing for a real card and all of these. If I get to start hitting with a looter. Now he's going to tinker. Goodness sakes. Welp. This can't block. This could chump once. I need it to chump once, I guess. So let's battle here. Pack Rat. Make a Pack Rat, I guess. Still can't really keep up with the Battlesphere, though, because he gets to just tap his mirror every time and just do like 4, 8, 12. And I'm chump blocking, even with rat tokens. And I can't race him. Dak. He gets to pitch some lands now. Ugh. I mean, he did open the door. I think that playing the upheaval was a mistake. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that we at least got a chance here. Okay. Liliana of the Veil, you say. All right, well. Go ahead. We can't beat anything ever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Null Rod. Definitely going to bring in duress here. All right. Blue, red. So duress we want. What's bad against him? Most of this stuff seems decent against him. Brain Maggot's good. Our big stuff's generally pretty good. I guess Shriekmaw is pretty terrible. Yeah. All right. Where's our Jace the Mind Sculptor? When do we ever get to play that guy? We haven't even drawn him yet, I don't think. I'd like to see him hit Ye Old Battlefield when I like to play first, yes. This hand, you know what? I don't know if this hand actually does anything. I get to play Trinket Mage and make a bunch of mana, but I can't cast Hero's Downfall, and Entomb doesn't actually do anything here. I'm going to mulligan that hand. Yeah, I think this hand's actually just better, strangely. Him. Him's generally pretty good against this opponent, but I don't know. Sure. Very aggressive with ice. Can respect that. Oops. Let's go and just suspend this guy. Could consider waiting a turn and hoping to draw and hit, and I could Frantic Search that turn, but I'm running low on cards, and Frantic Search is pretty bad in that scenario, so I think this is better. Duretti resolves. What are you discarding? Discarding Thada Del Mountain. Okay. Tick-tock. Duress. That's a nice rip. Stack Duretti. I mean, Duress isn't amazing, but Duress is pretty good. Like, it means that Duretti's got to find more action. All right, so Control Magic doesn't do anything here, so we don't want that. Dak Faden kind of does more of what Duretti does. I'm not sure if that's really great. Upheaval, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should be able to Force Spike. To really mitigate that. Plus we've got Riftwing coming down. So I guess it's either Control Magic or Dak Faden. I guess I'll take care of Dak here. I think this Hymn to Turok still has some life left in it too. Assuming that we ever get to actually cast the stupid thing, but all right, discarding Control Magic and Upheaval? No, just Control Magic. You can do up to 2, so just cashing that in for that. And I'll just keep working on Duretti with our Fairy Rogues here. And here's Sarkon. Okay, he made a Sarkon. I think I just block here, right? Shouldn't be that bad. All right, let's Frantic Search. I think that Force Spike has outlived its welcome here. Attack Soren here. Go ahead. And then I'd love to draw a swamp to be able to actually cast my Hymn, but looks like the gods don't want to comply with that at the moment. So I'm kind of begging my opponent here to fire off Upheaval. But if they do, I get that same thing as last time, where I get to be the first one on the board with a real spell. Brought in Relic from the board. That's smart. I believe Snap Block is the term I'm looking for here. That way if he upheavals, I'm not keeping those creatures anyway, and plus I'm trading 1 damage for 4. When it comes to Planeswalkers, that can get a little complicated, but it's still probably better. All right, incinerate my Shadow Mage Infiltrator. And I get Riftwing Cloudskate now. Which gets really interesting. I think I'm going to bounce Sarkhan here, because if I draw a swamp, I can get rid of both Sarkhan and the thing, and I think Sarkhan's just a bigger threat than Duretti is. Especially once I get my opponent Hellbent. Ugh, but we don't get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet, Mana Leak could be good, though. All right, let's attack Duretti. Just chipping away. Well, I really would have preferred a swamp, but I have to say Mana Leak is not the worst draw either. Fairly likely that our opponent just goes for Sarkhan. He could play a land first, though. Could also just try to get that upheaval off, and then we can counter that kind of no matter what. This is a close one, though. Sweet. Yep, that worked out pretty well. Now Duretti doesn't really do much. I mean, he can plus, but not even. I don't think he wants to discard either of those 2 cards. I'd be surprised if he ditched either of them. Oh, he did ditch Sarkhan. Huh. I wonder what's better than Sarkhan here. I can't think of much. Ugh, that's just painful. Keep attacking Duretti, I think, is the right play. Might as well play our land. Especially, it's just embarrassing that we can't hit a second swamp here, though. Oh, I didn't see that our opponent said that. Okay, upheaval. It happens. So our opponent gets to play a Signet and be off to the races again. Well, it's pretty good for them. They're discarding. We're going to discard 2. Makes him a lot worse. Well, I guess we get to discard that. Yeah, could be worse. And Island. Go ahead. And I think I just play Bitter Blossom next. I don't think I bother with Cloud Skate right away. Could be wrong. Maybe it is just Cloud Skate. Oh, God, that's brutal. And Duretti as well. Wow. That's savage. Drawing a Thrandanimo there was pretty bad for us. He would have played it last turn if he had it, but he didn't. Oh, Pack Rat. Wow, that's sweet. Play that. That guy just takes over the game. Yeah, that's a great draw for us, too. He's going to have a burn spell of some sort pretty quickly here. Yeah, there it is. I do like that we made him have it, though. Okay, he's dumped his hand. He's only got 1 card left now. Ooh, Reanimate. Can Sunray Titan to get these things out of here? What can he do with this? Sack an artifact if you do return arc. Yeah, discard that many. And then it does more artifacty stuff, but he can't get anything really great back here. So I wonder if I just go for that. Like I can go suspend Cloud Skate and then just say screw it. and reanimate my my Sundering Titan. I take 8 in the process, but I make a friggin' Sundering Titan and I take out both of his lands. That's got to be right. Now he's in desperation mode here. Thunder. Really? Oh, God. That is so ridiculous. Look at that. His whole deck, there's nothing like that. He's got a couple of spot removal spells for certain things, which makes sense just to have, you know, so you don't lose to the aggro decks. And then out of nowhere, he just plays this like hyper aggressive card. Ugh, we just can't beat that. Especially with no swamps. Yeah, nothing we can do here. Flying Haste 5 Ice. Can't believe he had that. I mean, he's seen enough of his deck, but I just cannot believe that that's the card he had in there. It doesn't even fit in his deck at all. Maybe it's a nice thing to recover with the from the upheaval. I don't know. Yeah, we're dead, though. I don't think we're beating that one either way, though. Where are all of our swamps, by the way? We've drawn 1 this whole game. This game has gone forever. Yeah, more lands. All right. So we're not able to get the 2-1 there, but I think it was that was a good match. I definitely enjoyed that one. And I like the deck too. I thought the deck was pretty decent. It could have used a little bit more punch as far as raw power went. Like, felt like our deck was just on that edge of being like, okay, this is cool, but not quite wow. You know, not quite like, holy crap, look what we just did. It was more like, okay, well, we made this certain card, or, you know, we got a little bit earlier of a whatever, you know, a Sphinx or something like that. We never drew Jace, which was a little disappointing just because that's definitely the kind of card that can put you over the top in the types of matchups like we just had. Like, he just had Ready, which was like very good there. I mean, it drew him everything he needed to kill our pack rat and to find his threat. And, you know, if we have Jace, he's just like way better than that. But we just never drew it. So, you know, that's how it goes sometimes when you're only playing 3 matches. All right, well, this is going to be the end of the video, but it's also time for me to make what I mentioned earlier. It's a little bit of an announcement here, which is that this will actually be my last video here at Magic the Gathering Academy, at MTGO Academy, excuse me, .com. I've had a really great long run with everybody here at MTGO Academy, and I've super enjoyed it, but I'm actually going to be doing videos elsewhere. It's time for me to move on, but that's certainly not a reflection in any way on MTGO Academy. I've had nothing but good things to say about working with them and about their website in general. I've really enjoyed working with everybody over there. Chris Cool and AJ and the guys have all been fantastic to me, and I certainly hope that you will continue to consume content here on the Academy, even though I am not going to be here anymore. I also wanted to thank you, viewer/listener, for hanging out with me for all this time. I've had a great time making draft videos with you, and rest assured, I will still be making draft videos. It just won't be here anymore. Anyway, I wanted to say thanks. I wanted to make sure that I got that out there, and like I said, I wanted to say thanks to MTGO Academy for the opportunity and for supporting me for all this time as well. Guys, thanks for hanging out as always, and we'll see you soon.